Hey, it's Jeff McNichol down here at Mom's Music, 1900 Melwood Avenue. And I was just thinking, when I was a kid, the magic was at Frankfort Avenue, the Mom's Music at Frankfort Avenue. And I used to beg people to get a ride down there just to hang out with the guys and see all the cool gear. Now that I'm the owner of this store, it's like a dream come true. We're recreating the magic with the vibe that we used to have at the old store. We're carrying all the gear that you're going to possibly want. We're giving you the outstanding service and personal attention that you deserve. Yeah, so we've got the great guitar shop here. We're carrying USA Fender, USA Gibson, Paul Reed Smith, Gretsch, Jackson, Charvel, anything you could possibly want. We're going to have it for you. Mom's is and always will be Louisville's music store.
Thank you for tuning into the Metal Forge. I am Mark Jackson and I am your host. The premise of the show is pretty simple. Awesome interviews and awesome music. If you want to contact me, hit me up at metalforgeradio@gmail.com or visit the website metalforgeradio.com. And now, let's get this show on the road. Thank you for tuning into the Metal Forge this week. I'm Mark Jackson and I'm your host. This week we have Vometh from Stockholm, Sweden, pounding out some killer fucking tunes in the Metal Forge. But before we get into that, I do want to bring up YouTube. I recently opened a YouTube channel about 6 months ago. Haven't posted anything to it except for the last few weeks. Started with a trailer and then I went to the Andreas Magus interview from Bewitcher. And this past Wednesday, I uploaded the episode with Lips from Anvil. I'm not in a partnership program or anything like that. I don't have the followers or the views because, like I said, I just opened the page. But I am having a little bit of an issue with YouTube because in uploading 2 episodes, I've already received a copyright violation. It probably was the oversight on my part, but unfortunately, it's not really said what is considered fair use, like if you cannot use like any bit of a song, because I think I had like 35 seconds of a song in one of the episodes, which I had faded the song out at the end of an episode. But apparently there's no saying of fair use, like, you know, typically in like morning radio and stuff like that, you can use like 35 to 40 seconds of a song and not be grilled for the royalty, I guess you could say. So if you're out there and you know about like what's fair use on YouTube and such like that, because like I said, I'm new to this, shoot me a message and let me know so I don't make this mistake again. But anyways, let's get on with other stuff here. But last week's question was, what is your holy grail find from a band? Neil said he wanted a road case that Metallica used on the Justice, like Wherever I May Roam tour. You know, the ones that look like the box set from Live Shit, Binge and Purge? That's awesome. I would love to have a case like that. I don't know exactly what I would do with it. I would probably make a bar or something out of it, like a little roll around bar top, or maybe a memorabilia display case for Metallica. You know, like to display my No Life Till Leather cassette, my just cool stuff like that, that memorabilia from the band that I have. Super cool, Neil. I love that idea. Shout out to Josh Carpenter, because he said that he would love to have one of Steve Harris's wristbands, which apparently you can only get at the end of a show when he's throwing them out, which is surprising to me, because with all of the bands that have taken these things, like these stage-used clothing and guitars, and, you know, because they'll play it for like one song or something like that on a tour and then auction it off for charity, I would be surprised that like Steve Harris wouldn't have done something like that already. But apparently, you know, you can only get it at the end of the show. But like I said, I'm surprised that Steve Harris hasn't done anything like that through the Maiden fan club, to where, you know, he would auction off wristbands, or like the seatbelt cover, as I like to call it, where he, for his shoulder, like that everybody puts on their seatbelts in their cars for the shoulder strap, for his guitar strap. Chuck Baxter. Shout out to Chuck as well. Super cool dude. Said he wants to have the shirt he once had of Iggy Pop, where he was putting his fingers in his ears. He said he used to have one that he got from a dear friend, in the 80s, and he lent it to a singer at the time and never got it back and can't find a replacement. Dude, that is such a sad and sweet story that, like, I know we all lend things out, and there is always the possibility of things never coming back to you. But, you know, when it's something that's beloved like that, I totally get what you're saying. There's some things that I've lent out that lending them out to a significant other or something like that, and then that happening where you break up or something and you're like, shit, 3 months later, you realize that, oh, hell, they have my such and such. And it's like, well, that's gone now. So yeah, dude, I totally get what you're saying. Colin Canton said on his reply to the question that he wants to get the Sam Hain CD VHS box set. And he keeps looking at it on eBay, but he never pulls a trigger. I get that too, because there's so many box sets out there that I've had and sold and wish that I had them back. For example, the Motorhead Stone Deaf Forever box set. I had a copy of it. I kept it for years. Got it for like $20 at a used store. And it had everything with it. It had the poster. It had the book. It had everything. I was like, holy shit, this is so cool. And then I ended up selling it for like $100. And I have not found another copy of it that was like a reasonable price since. And, you know, it's like you never really realize what you have until you don't. It's kind of weird. It kind of sounds like a song I heard one time. But one of the funniest replies that I got to this question is Mallory from the Patreon subscriber list. Her holy grail find is a marriage license with her and Scott Ian. And that's just too fucking funny. I'd love to see you take on Pearl for the honor of Scott. I'll promote it even. Metal Forge fights. Let's go. Mallory versus Pearl. That'd be fucking awesome. So this week's question is this. If that was your holy grail, what is your most prized possession from a band that you have? But anyways, let's go ahead and thank the sponsors. Mom's Music, Maxwell's House of Music, Tattoo Charlie's, The Wrestling Steve Show, It's Gonna Get Weird podcast, Better Days Records at 921 Barrett Avenue. If you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area, come check them out. Come look at the metal vinyl section that we have of these bands that I'm going to be featuring here on the Metal Forge and the Night Demon Heavy Metal podcast. And obviously the Patreon subscribers. Without you guys, this show would not be able to do what it does. I love you all for that. Thank you all so very much, seriously. Hey everybody, thank you for tuning into the Metal Forge this week. I really appreciate every last one of you that listens. But before I go any further, I do want to tell you that we do have a Patreon page here. And there's 3 tiers. There's the Down and Dirty Dollar tier. It's just $1. Hey, you're not going to miss $1. Nobody does. Then there's the $5 Showstoppers tier, which you get a patch, stickers, whatever we have that's in that price range. And then there's the $20 a month Master, where you can get a t-shirt, any size, any color of the Metal Forge logo. Fuck yeah, that's awesome stuff. Oh, and by the way, if you donate on there, guess what? You get the show 2 days in advance from everybody else. Thank you all so much. It's patreon.com/metalforgeradio. Check it out and donate today. I love you guys. Thank you. All right, Metalheads, I'm being joined on the line right now with Niklas and Henrick from Vometh. Did I pronounce that right?
Hello. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, see, sometimes you never know, right? It's not as when you're dealing with a different language a lot of the time, and I know y'all speak English, but you never know.
Of course, it could just as well have been that we had like some kind of wordplay in Swedish or something, but like this one, it's just English. It's pronounced Vometh.
Awesome. So tell everybody out in Metal Forge land about the band.
Oh, Pelle, you might be the best one to describe Niklas, I should say. So I want to know. So I'm talking about.
We were founded in 2019. We worked together, me and Henrick. So we were just we were having a lot of music, similar music taste. So we were like, let's start a band. So at the moment, it's only the two of us. But
I still remember the moment where we were going to. I think it wasn't it the Metallica gig in 2018 or something on the 7th of May in the Ericsson Globe, and we were driving in my car and like we have similar music tastes and stuff, and like I think I said to Niklas like we should start a thrash metal band. We have some pretty cool ideas, and we think we can contribute.
For sure. And it looks like here, since you all have come out in 2019, you've released Final Warning, which was an EP that came out in June of last year during the pandemic. Well, we're still in the pandemic, of course. And then Death to All and Driven by Violence.
Oh, yeah. So the one with 4 songs on it and one with 2 songs on it. Yeah. Or I should say singles. More correctly, yeah.
Right, because it's pretty cool because they have their own individual artwork.
Yeah. It has quite a funny story about the artwork. I think I offered to do, like, I did the original logo for the band that we don't use anymore, and Niklas found an artist on Fiverr.
Instagram.
It was okay. So it was Instagram. Yeah. Oh, I was misinformed. He had some pretty badass artwork, and so we reached out to him, and he's the same guy that we've been working with ever since.
Nice.
Yeah, Indonesian guy.
That's cool. The logo is straight up thrash metal. Like,
oh yeah,
this logo is straight out of 1983.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
I take that as such a big compliment. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the angular, the sharpness. It's a grabbing logo. And I think that's one of the major keys that what most thrash bands have to have is a logo that's like, I know exactly who the fuck that is.
Yeah,
exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I mean, there's so many bands that, like, you see them from a distance, like you can't even see the whole logo, but you know that, okay, that's the band.
For sure. And that's one of the things that every subgenre of metal, whether it be death, thrash, anything like that, typically have their own idea of logo.
Yeah, definitely.
With the death stuff, you get a lot of sharp points, but you get a lot of sickles and upside down crosses and so on and so forth. You also get like the tree logos, as people call them.
Oh yeah, the bird's nest.
Yeah, the bird's nest. Yes, exactly. I think I've always been a huge fan of thrash logos because of the angular sharpness. There's no chance of mispronunciation, essentially.
Yeah. And there is so many logos that I'm so jealous of. Like Exodus, for example. I think their logo is like, it's top notch. And of course Metallica and Slayer. But they're it grabs your attention. You know exactly what you're in for. And I guess they, like, as a kid growing up in the 80s, like we were born, like I was born in 90 and Niklas was born in 88. So we weren't around in the heydays of like thrash back in the day, but like I can just imagine going to like a vinyl record store or something and looking at the record, like the covers, and like seeing that, and like it must have been so cool to see those, like, okay, this grabs my attention.
Oh, for sure. And yeah, I miss that heyday as well. The only thing that I had on my side is I had a little bit older siblings, and we, I was introduced to a lot of it through that. And, just seeing the album covers also for me. And I came into the end where it was like CDs and cassettes mostly.
Yeah.
So getting like the big, vinyl cover was never really a thing, other than my parents' record collection that they had, but that was all country music. So.
Okay. I mean,
right, but I mean, it's striking a little bit different artwork than the Creeping Death cover from the Metallica 12-inch single, which is still, I would say, my favorite artwork to this day is that image. It's so fucking cool to me. So
the single for Creeping Death.
Yes, absolutely.
With the mountains and all.
With the mountain.
Yeah, that should have been the real cover.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Niklas, for sure.
Yeah.
I think like Ride the Lightning is a pretty good album, like, cover, but I agree. The Creeping Death has pretty much of a badass. Like, it has those, like, I forgot the name of the band, but the Celtic Frost kind of vibes.
Oh, definitely. Yes, very much.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Ride the Lightning thing, I really enjoy the French misprint.
French misprint?
Yeah, the green one.
The green one, yes. I was actually able to come across a copy that was a bootleg print of it, like a bootleg reprint, and I was just like, I don't care that it's a bootleg. I don't care that it's a reprint. I love the green. I love the green Ride the Lightning, so I have to get that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Such an awesome.
Riding Lightning was one of the first albums I got from my mother.
Oh, wow.
I recall it. Yeah, it was from bought from Latvia or something on a cruise. So it wasn't not even the original pressing. It was just like what do you call it?
Like a bootleg.
Yeah, exactly.
So Latvian bootleg from a cruise.
Yeah.
Wow.
It didn't have the lyrics sheets or anything, so it was just the cover and the backside.
Yeah, it didn't even have a sleeve on the inside either. If it was vinyl. Was it vinyl?
No, this was CD.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like a little 2-panel deal, for sure.
CD burner and like a printer.
Well,
Exactly, yeah.
I imagine there are so many times that they're in the bands in the 70s and stuff that their stuff got sold by their record labels where they made either bad deals or the label went out of business because they couldn't pay for everything, that there are so many bootleg versions of especially Black Sabbath albums. You'll get like the Dorchester Holding stuff, which is from like Germany or something like that, where it's like a German bootleg label, and they'll flip tracks where you'll get like the CD, and like the last song and the next to last song will be different than they were on the original album, with a minor change in the artwork. So seeing things like that, it's always interesting to me how many times that like bands like Metallica and Exodus and just any of those bands have been bootlegged and things been changed.
Yeah, definitely.
So, for sure. So back to you guys though. We've talked a little bit on.
Yeah.
We've talked a little bit about everybody else so far. When you guys get together, obviously there's only two of you. You're in the same area. You said you used to work together, or you do work together.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we work. Yeah, well.
When it comes to actually writing music, I mean, is this something that you all just sit in a room and come up with, or is it something where one of you will say, hey, I've played this song and recorded on like my Focusrite rig for my computer and send it to each other? How do you all do that?
Yeah, it's the latter. Niklas does a lot of the demo work, and he has up to today he has mostly been the one contributing with the musical ideas and writing songs.
Yeah, no, exactly. But I often let Henrick do all the lyrical work because he's better in English than me.
You shouldn't put yourself down, Niklas.
No, but I always do the song melody, and then you can do the lyrics.
Yeah.
Right on.
I mean,
it's a great teamwork.
Yeah, of course. We complement each other a lot. Like Niklas said, in the beginning, the first, I think we had let me see. I think we have 7 songs that we rehearse, and we started off with 3 of them once we formed the band, and that was all songs that Niklas had prepared for us. And starting off with, they didn't even have lyrics. It was just since Niklas plays drums and I play the guitar, and just recently, when we dropped our EP, that's when I decided maybe I should give it a try and sing. But the first lyrics that was written was actually by you, Niklas. You wrote the first 4 of them that we released.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then you wrote Driven.
Yeah, exactly. And with minor input from me, I didn't have much to I liked it. But more recently, I've been more active in the writing of the text. Niklas might have an idea for a lyric subject or something, and I might streamline it a little bit. Say for example, Niklas has written a lyric, and I think it's good, but I can lift some things from his lyrics and make it a little bit more coherent. And yeah, of course. But mostly it's been up to now, at least, has been Niklas writing the both melody and all of it, I would say, actually.
Okay.
Oh, the heavy riffing.
yeah. Actually, yeah.
Which is still pretty cool because that you both are doing it. Which it's always interesting to me how bands, other than my own, obviously, because I know how we do it, but I like to get an idea how everybody else does, because there's so many different ways that people do it. Where you get, you know, I've always said there's always two people when it comes to all these major bands, and you can say the Beatles, Kiss, Metallica, Exodus, even so on and so forth. There's so many. I always relate it to two people. There's the two people who are the driving force and creative force of the band. You know, whether it be Megadeth is the Dave and Dave show, as I call it. James and Lars, Gene and Paul, so on and so forth. Paul and John in the Beatles. That there's always two people, it seems like, and with it only being two of you, obviously, there you go.
Yeah. Of course. And the funny thing is also that like we're like the both of us are like we play both drums and guitar and bass. So I mean the funny thing is to hear like when Niklas has written a song or something, and I can like vibe with that like immediately. I'll be like, oh, this is a cool riff, which makes it so much easier. Like say for example that Niklas had only ever played the drums and never like took up guitar or anything. Like it would still have worked, but it makes it so much easier that he's able to like record what he like the vision of what he wants to do, and like instead of like humming like a melody or something, like he has like this clear picture in his mind of okay, this is the structure of the song. Here comes a breakdown, and this is the melody, and this is going to be chugging and stuff.
Exactly.
Like, that's so funny. Like, or it's a positive for us.
Interesting. So by that rationale, when you do get together to write something, and say one of you writes the guitar part, do you then teach the guitar part to Henrick? Or vice versa, and then
I can try. I'm not a guitarist, but I try.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so,
I'm just lucky when I play.
Nice. That would be so interesting to have a band, I would say, that could do that. That everybody could play everything, and I'm sure there's bands out there that I've talked to that do that, but don't say that they do that. But that would be so rad. For sure.
There are one of my biggest inspirations is now I forgot his name as well. Carlos from Warbringer.
Okay.
Like the drummer, and he's been like he's one of my biggest idols. Like he writes so good like drum tracks, and he's also been like part of from what I understand like writing a lot of the guitar parts as well.
Oh wow.
And like that thing where you can like contribute, like even if you have your main instrument, that you could like pick up a guitar and like show the guitarist like this is an idea I have, or even record a track. Like I think it's a fun like an Easter egg when one person playing one instrument comes in and does like a small part on another person's like a track, like a guitar track or a drum track. Which we actually did recently. Which song was it, Niklas? That I actually I helped you out with the intro for the drum part. Was it Driven?
I don't remember. Was it Driven?
Yeah, I believe it was Driven. We wanted this kind of marching snare drum sound.
Yeah,
nice.
And
the intro. Of the song.
That's super cool. All right about now, I think we should take a break, and we're going to come back and talk some more about Vometh.
Hey guys, Wrestling Steve of the Wrestling Steve Show here. So if you're currently listening to the Metal Forge with Mark Jackson, then you understand that Mark Jackson has a pretty discerning taste when it comes to music as a whole. You'll also understand that he has a discerning taste for professional wrestling, just like me. My show is called the Wrestling Steve Show. I talk about modern and classic pro wrestling in a completely unbiased, unfiltered way. Be sure to check me out on all available podcasting platforms. That is the Wrestling Steve Show. And I am the host, Wrestling Steve. Just remember, like Confucius said, man who goes through turnstile in Thailand is going to Bangkok. Pro wrestling.
More about you guys here. with there only being two of you and us, the world being kind of sidelined with the pandemic,
Yeah.
once restrictions are lifted and shows are able to come back, is there a desire to add a third or fourth member to this and become a live/touring band?
Definitely.
Yeah, of course.
Definitely.
Yeah. Actually, we have the guy who's playing the solos on the two latest songs is actually joining us this summer. So
Nice.
we just need a bass player now.
Right on.
So that. But at the moment, we just concentrate on making songs.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Our whole-
Better and better
yeah, sorry.
songs.
Yeah, well, I mean, I get that. There's no sense in it right now if you don't know when restrictions would be lifted, so for sure.
Exactly.
We hope for Sweden's policy in with handling COVID and everything has been it's been very, very special, and I know it's been written about in other countries and stuff, but even in Sweden, I don't believe that they will lift restrictions until at the earliest at the end of the summer. But I don't believe that would happen even then. But I hope for it to happen.
Last April, I believe it was, I was actually speaking with the guys in Germbomb, if you're familiar with them from there, and they were saying something similar, that the restrictions were pretty heavy, even going straight from the beginning, it seemed like.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they do have a quite close to our workplace. They do have a local pub that kind of circumvented the restrictions by only having a certain amount of people, and they've been going strong for I think the last year actually.
Oh wow!
So, but it's a finicky situation where they try to make it work even with the restrictions, but it changes all the time.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
But we definitely feel me personally at least, I've only played in a punk band before this band, even though I was raised on rock and metal, and that's always been my thing. I ended up in a punk band playing drums, and that was eye-opening for me. That's when I realized music is what I wanted to do. I don't expect it to be something that I would get a steady income from, so that I can live off of it. But it's something that I want to do always. And the biggest contributing factor to that was the playing live gigs.
Live.
That was we did a few tours in Sweden with that old band, and we had the best time ever. And I haven't been in a band for I think it was 3 or 4 years since I quit the punk band, and ever since then I've been longing for getting out and playing live again. So at the second they lift the restrictions and allow us to play live, hopefully we'll have a bass player and we'll be ready with a bunch of songs to go out and play live.
Right on.
Yeah. No, but it was such a bad luck, because just when we released the EP, they were no, now we can't gig. Fuck.
Yeah, that's when we realized.
We're now we got songs out. Now you can listen to us. Maybe come to the gig. No, we can't gig now.
Yeah,
okay.
let's put that to nice.
Let's just create more songs then.
Yeah.
Right. So I notice on the Bandcamp page, you've pretty much got things down just as a digital format. Is there going to be a physical release of any of these?
That's actually that's a good question, and the funny thing is actually that we have a small vinyl, they hand press the
I
records.
saw the video of that on Facebook where it was limited to 14 or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just the closest friends and stuff. Yeah,
definitely.
Trying it out small and seeing if and we'll see. Hopefully one day, both me and Niklas likes vinyl records, and the dream would be to have say for example a whole album or something like that out on vinyl. Me personally, I'm not that excited about CDs. I get that people have their car stereos and stuff, and I do too. But I'm not as excited by that. The dream is to have a vinyl.
For sure. And I think in this market these days, the vinyl is definitely the way to go for metal music. I think it's vinyl and I think it's digital. And if you package either a download code with with the vinyl, or if they buy it off of the Bandcamp page and you offer the digital download with it. I think that's definitely the way things have been moving for most metal bands these days.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I have a horror story of like a mate that used to like friends with the old punk band, that he in his band, I think they had a contract with like their record label to print them a certain amount of CDs, and like the record labels weren't the ones selling the CDs, like it was the band itself. So it ended up with them having like a stockpile of like CDs that they just couldn't, like they were popular, and they are popular, but like there wasn't a market for the CDs. So that's kind of the horror story. Like, especially with a relatively small band such as us, every time we do something, we have to have like cost efficiency, and like it's super boring. Like, I wish we were like big enough to not having to care about that. But like printing a limited number of vinyls or stuff like that makes sense in the beginning.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
Because like printing a lot of CDs doesn't make sense.
As soon as we can start gigging, then we can press like hundreds of singles.
Right,
At least
right.
then you don't.
Yeah, because then you always have some product somewhere. And that's the thing I've always tried to say to people is, because I've been in that situation where I've been in a band where we pressed more than we needed.
Oh, yeah.
And after the first couple of years, people just don't want them anymore. You can't give them out at Christmas. You can't give them out at Christmas anymore.
Not even the flea market wants them anymore.
It's savage. But yeah, the biggest thing that I could ever tell anybody is know your market. If you have 1,000 people buy your stuff immediately as soon as it comes out, you know what you need to print.
Definitely.
For sure.
Yeah.
But like this small edition we made, it was just for private interest. You know, I'm a vinyl lover, so I just wanted my own copy of it.
For sure.
So instead of like printing hundreds, it was perfect to just print like the exact amount that we wanted. So that was just perfect.
Definitely. And that's,
so it's a cool memory.
Oh, absolutely. And even if something happens to where something doesn't happen or doesn't go anywhere, or
exactly,
you still have that, and that's the one beautiful thing about being an artist, whether it's a visual artist, whether you make movies, whether you make music, it doesn't matter. That once you've committed to putting something down on paper, on tape, on celluloid, that's there, and that's forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody finds that stuff 100 years from now in some ancient war ruin. World War III
city.
Yeah, in the underground city where the Third World War has happened, and they're gonna find a record player, and they're gonna find all of our music, and everybody like, holy fuck.
now all of a sudden I'm imagining 2112 by Rush.
That's exactly where.
Like.
Yes.
Yeah. Instead of finding a guitar, you find this old like vinyl and be like, oh, what is this?
That's awesome. 2112. With you just releasing the 2 singles back in February, do you have anything coming out soon?
Yeah, we're working on a new song at the moment.
Yeah, and we're constantly we have a bunch of songs in the pipeline, and we're not going for a whole record kind of thing. We're recording them like as we go, like since we're doing all the production, everything ourselves. We try to do it like as regular as we can. We have one that is almost completely recorded, like the instrument tracks are laid down. So that's just a matter of like tweaking and mixing and mastering. And then we're going to continue doing like that continuously. So hopefully, like by the time we'll be able to play live, we'll have a bunch of songs. So we're going to still we're going to be active, and like our plan is to have a lot of songs.
For sure. Definitely. All right, let's take a real quick break, because you know it's that time. Time for Beer 30, I guess you want to say, if you want to grab a beer, as long as you're not driving. Fuck yeah. We're going to come back with Henrick and Niklas. We're going to get into some general profile questions on these guys in Vometh. Dig it.
Welcome to the night. You think you know Night Demon? Then the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast is for you. Step into the darkness as we peel back the curtain to give you an unprecedented, all-access look into the mind and the heart of the demon. We're talking band history, song analysis, studio anecdotes, stories from the road. It's everything a diehard Night Demon fan could want and more. This is the only place to learn the inside scoop, the deep dive trivia, the untold tales from the band members themselves and those closest to the Night Demon story. Need more? The Sacred Night Demon Crypt will be pried open to reveal demo recordings that have never before seen the light of day. All with in-depth commentary by the band and the people who were there for the writing and recording process. This is a gold mine, a treasure trove of all things Night Demon. Head over to nightdemon.net or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hi, this is Frank Green from the It's Gonna Get Weird podcast, a podcast I host with Scott Clark. You're gonna get everything you need on the podcast. Lots of laughs, lots of music, some sports, and maybe some inappropriate shit. Usually that's Scott's forte. Check it out. It's Gonna Get Weird. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, and everywhere you get your podcasts online. It's Gonna Get Weird.
I tell you what, if you don't get out of here and make it fast, I'm gonna put my foot right in your ass. Oh! Hey!
So let's shift some gears here. Let's get into some general profile questions about Niklas and Henrick. This is all about you guys because I like to know what make people tick. And if anybody's ever listened to the show before, they know where this is going.
We're ready.
What do you invest too much time into?
Ooh, procrastinating.
You invest too much time into nothing.
Yeah, definitely. Like that's like if I see in total how much time I have on my hands and what I actually do with that time, like it's embarrassing. Like I don't do enough of the stuff I love. Yeah, definitely. But I don't know, Niklas, how about you?
Oh God, beer drinking and guitar riffing.
But that's
all you can do these days.
But that's good stuff to waste time on,
Yeah, exactly. You shug in the riffs and you're like, open the gates to hell or something.
Hell yeah.
Chugging riffs and chugging beers. Yeah.
That's an album title. Chugging riffs and chugging beers.
Mixed up with Municipal Waste, chugging beers and chugging riffs.
That's right. What's the last thing you watched on YouTube?
Oh, what could it have been? Like, was it a documentary or something? I don't know. Like, I watch a lot of YouTube. That's part of the procrastination thing.
Definitely.
Yeah, Niklas.
Was it? I have to think. Yeah, maybe it was the clip you sent me, Henrik, about the guy who was doing the stuff with Run with the Devil. You know,
Yeah. About that music production guy quantizing Van Halen. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was the last one.
Nice. Nice. What food can you not stand?
I guess
movie?
it would be Niklas. What did you say?
Did you say movie?
Food.
No, food.
Food. Oh.
I know definitely like stuff that looks like what it did when it was alive. That I have a hard time for.
Wow.
Yeah, I know what I hate. Fucking burger. I fucking hate that.
What is it?
Oh my God! It's so
Not burger, but burger. Like I don't even know the if it's an English word, but like it's like instead of rice, I guess.
Looks like cat sand.
yeah, true. It actually does. Like
I fucking hate that shit so much.
I have to look it up now to see what it's called. Let's see.
What, like quinoa or something?
Could it be?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Parboiled rolls of several different
tasteless.
kinds. Yeah. Definitely. It doesn't taste anything. Like rice is the superior thing. Yeah.
Right on.
That's like the only thing I hate, probably, that I know of. I'm a food person, so.
Definitely. If you followed your dream as a child, what would you be doing right now?
I'll let Niklas take that one.
I will probably on the road somewhere, like maybe going gigging.
Okay, so
like
not much
digging
different.
holes.
So not much different than what you would be doing. You'd just be adding music to that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Maybe like having like I don't want to be like the biggest band in the world, but maybe just like normal big. You know, you get the show. You know, no, but you know, like
not playing in
there are
bars, but not
festival-
playing in arenas.
Somewhere in
Exactly.
between.
But like every summer, you know that okay, we can get booked if we want to get booked. You know. have
sure.
that kind of. That would be so cool. That would be like a dream.
For
and
sure.
maybe make a few bucks.
Absolutely.
What about you, Henrik?
Oh, like I'm trying to think back of my childhood and what my biggest dreams were, and like all the other kids were like, oh, I want to be a firefighter, oh, I want to be a policeman. But I guess I kind of had my my dream.
I want to be a porn star.
Yeah, exactly. Like 10 years old, be like, I want to be that. No, but I guess like we have a lineage in my family of doing like military service and stuff. So I did basic military training, and so I guess that was my dream when I was a kid.
Okay.
I didn't pursue it as a career, but I actually guess I did what I dreamed about. Yeah, apart from like being a rock star, of course.
Definitely.
Watching too many Rambo movies, man.
Face paint on, M60 at your side.
What is something you've always wanted to do, but you're not coordinated enough to do?
Ooh, actually play like thrash metal on the drums. I guess that would be like my level of like drumming. It's like I struggle so much. I basically taught myself. I did a little bit of took a little bit of drumming lessons when I was younger, but mostly I'm self-taught, and like I'm struggling so much with like fast fills and stuff, and that like it mostly comes down to coordination. Yeah.
Okay. I get that. I'm not a drummer either, and I would like to be able to play drums, but I just can't do it. I'm not coordinated enough to. I get it.
Yeah. It's like 4 limbs that you have to keep.
Oh yeah,
keep in
absolutely.
check.
So when it comes down to people like Danny Carey from Tool,
Yeah.
completely blows me away because he'll be playing in 3 different time signatures with 3 different limbs, and it's just like,
Yeah, and
what?
He's a fucking beast.
Oh, absolutely. What about you, Niklas?
Maybe singing would be something I would like to like. Right? Yeah, I always been inspired by Dave Grohl and
Nice.
those multi-talented guys.
But that's something you're coordinated enough to do, but like
Yeah, I guess I have to watch more YouTube movies or something. How to sing. How to
instructions.
sing like Freddie Mercury.
For
Neighbors
sure.
won't love me, but I'm following my dreams.
For sure.
Who does when there's a metalhead like living next door?
Galileo! Galileo!
What is the worst album by your favorite band?
I'm gonna be very, very controversial here and say Load and Reload.
Whoa! No way, man!
Yes,
what a surprise!
yes. Like I'm a huge Metallica fan, but I can't stand Load and Reload. Like they have a few good songs on them, absolutely. I won't bash them for it, but like I even prefer Saint Anger over like Load and Reload. To be honest,
I was
like,
about to sit there and say,
I know.
so you just basically said that Saint Anger was better than Load and Reload. Wow.
Yeah, unpopular opinion.
At least Saint Anger is punk.
Yeah. No,
well,
I get what you're saying with that, Henrik, because a lot of people, at least in my circle of friends, I like their entire career. I'm one of those guys, but I know a ton of people who are just like a first 4 albums person, and that's it with them. So yeah, I totally get what you're saying.
Like I'm mostly like that, but like the thing is, the whole band name, like Metallica, like it's hard to they did what they loved, and that's what matters. Like no one, like I have such a big fucking problem with like gatekeeping and like poster culture and stuff like that. Like I can't fucking stand it. Like Lich King did a like a great song about like gatekeeping and stuff. I don't remember the name of it, but no one should be able to like tell you that you can't listen to this song or you can't because it's not metal. But like I'm sort of in between with like my personal taste is that like they're not bad albums, definitely not. I'm not saying that.
You just don't prefer them. I get it.
Yeah, and like I fully respect that people love them. And that might be like their preferred like or favorite Metallica records. So I'm definitely not bashing on it, but like more like in my taste. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I agree with you, and I agree with you to the extent with the gatekeeping as well. I moderate a group on Facebook for battle jackets and such like that, and somebody had a patch on one of their on one of their jackets, and somebody said in the comments to them, it's like, why would you have that on your jacket? And he's like, because I like it. He's like, well, it's generic shit. And I was just like, dude, don't gatekeep people. People like what they like.
Exactly. Like, put whatever the fuck you want on your vest.
Yeah, exactly. I said something to the guy. I was like, please don't gatekeep. You know, we don't do that here. And he's like, too bad. And I was like, well, you're gone, motherfucker.
Yeah, people get like the guy that the guy that did the gatekeeping, like he was probably triggered by you saying like not to gatekeep.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's funny all around when like he gets banned for something like that, because like if you go back to the roots of like metal and rock culture, like what it's about, it's about being yourself and like not giving a shit about what other people think.
Yeah.
And like I think it's almost ironic that it's gone like full circle now. So like you have such a defined perimeter to keep within. Like for example, thrash metal. You're supposed to do this, wear this, say this, and live like this. And I don't agree with that. Like I love thrash metal. And I have my own battle vest, and I love the culture. But like the fact that you have to fit into something that just goes against the whole point of metal, like I just don't understand it.
No, you're absolutely right. And the unfortunate thing is that it's bled into so many different things, like movies, and take Star Wars for example. It's if you like the prequel trilogy, you can't be a real fan type shit, and it's like, fuck you, fuck you.
Yeah, don't get me started on Star Wars. Like I'm such a die-hard fucking fan. So like,
so you're a Star Wars gatekeeper? No, I'm kidding.
No,
I'm kidding.
Kind of am actually. Like not in metal, but in Star Wars. Yeah. The nerdier things get, the more gatekeeping I get. No. But like it's the same thing over there. Like I love the Star Wars movies, and I appreciate the new ones as well. But personally, I don't enjoy the new ones as much as I do the older ones.
I understand. I will say, for me, Force Awakens was all right. I could live with that, and then it rapidly went downhill really fast.
That's exactly my opinion as well. Like, I love the movies, but like they kind of dropped the ball with episode 8 and 9. Like,
for sure. Where George Lucas is having seller's remorse at this point.
Yeah. For me at least, the only thing keeping the hope alive is like The Mandalorian.
Oh,
like,
sure.
I won't definitely not spoil anything for anyone, but like the ending of the second season, wow.
Yeah, absolutely. That, and I think the other shows, like they're going to be coming out with like the Bad Batch and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that.
For sure. Niklas, did you have any worst album by your favorite band?
Oh, I had to think. But I guess
we went on a Star Wars tangent
with Judas
here.
Priest. Yeah, exactly.
Derailed.
Yep.
No, but what is it called? The Judas Priest album.
What period?
When?
Nostradamus. Yeah, Nostradamus with Judas Priest.
That's interesting.
Not a fan.
You know, that's interesting because being a fan of pretty much their entire career, you know, everything with Rob, everything with Tim Owens, and then Rob comes back and so on and so forth. It seems like that album is very much a division point on fans. There's the people who are diehard love it, and there's the people who diehard just hate it.
Okay.
There's not like, it's okay. There's a couple of good tracks on it. No, it's either you like that album or you don't like that album, I've noticed.
Yeah, it's like Judas Priest, the Sant Anger. Yeah. Sant Anger.
Oh, a controversial opinion.
No,
Right.
But they compensated. The latest album is really good, so yeah, they're back.
Definitely.
They're back.
Yeah.
I really hope restrictions get lifted soon and we can go back to somewhat, air quotes here, normal life. Because I had tickets purchased to see them with Ozzy back last September, and I had bought them, and then 2 weeks later they're like, well, Ozzy's not going on tour, and it's like, well, shit. And then 2 weeks after that, COVID happened, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we're screwed.
Like I think, wasn't it like postponed like 2 times, I think?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
And that sucks.
Especially in Sweden, yeah.
Yeah, I believe it was here as well.
Yeah, because like
I saw them on the. Sorry.
But like the thing is, there's so many bands. Like I've seen quite a few bands live, but there's still so many of them that I still want to see. And like Judas Priest and like Ozzy is definitely up there. So like I want to see them before they quit. So like this just like tensions my nerve up completely. Like I don't want to miss this opportunity. Sorry about that. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I agree 100%. All right, we're going to take one last break here, and then we're going to come back. We're going to finish this up. Then we're going to rock the fuck out. That's right. Since 1973, Tattoo Charlie's has been an established body modification studio in Kentucky, featuring world-renowned artists and piercers, currently with locations on Preston Highway and in Lexington, a staple point in the tattoo community. Learn more at TattooCharlies.com. Set up your appointment today at 7904 Preston Highway. Our tattoos are done while you wait.
Hey, it's Mark Maxwell at Maxwell's House of Music. Listen, all this stuff is now available to purchase on our website. Check it out at maxwellshouseofmusic.com.
We carry all the top brands, like Fender.
We got Gibson.
We also have basses.
We've got ukuleles.
We got drums.
We've got sound gear.
We've got keyboards.
What is a band that you like that none of your friends like?
Ooh, I have one. But Pelle, Niklas, go first.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fuck. Yeah, I don't think I have.
So you mean all your friends listen to all your music?
Not all of them, but I have some like that has the same. But what could it be? Maybe I have to think about that one. You go ahead, Henrik.
I can tell you, like, with me, it's so funny because, like, I will probably say, like, a metal album or a metal, like, artist. But the thing is, like, I'm mostly with my friends, like, with the exception of Niklas and a few others, most of my friends aren't metalheads. Okay. They don't really like I'm the odd one out in my like regular friends group. So like for that kind of perspective, I would say like one of my favorite Swedish artists or Swedish bands of all time, which is a band called Dr. Living Dead, because like none of my regular friends would ever like listen to that kind of stuff. But like I think they're super underrated. Like one of the best bands ever. They do kind of a Slayer or what's the name again? Suicidal Tendencies. Yes, of course.
Okay.
Suicidal Tendencies and like Slayer mashup.
Wow. Super
good band. Like I recommend everyone to listen to them. They don't take themselves very seriously, but they have awesome music.
Definitely.
But like going the other way around, like more relevant to like I guess the people listening to this show and stuff like that, like people that are metalheads. Then I would probably say like bands like ABBA, for example.
Understandable.
Like, I'm not the typical metalhead, and that's one of the reasons why I react so strongly to like gatekeeping. Like if people truly knew what kind of music I listen to, like they would be shocked. They would be like, "Are you schizophrenic or something?" Like,
see, and I always find that, you know, I definitely understand what you mean by that. And like I said, on the whole gatekeeping thing, it's all bullshit because, you know, Lemmy was a fan of ABBA. So
yeah, exactly. Like there are so many bands. Like I'm gonna open up and be honest. Like the music genres that I like truly have a passion for, that I love, is metal. Like that's the reason why I want to play metal, and I listen to a lot of metal. But like I have a weak spot for, and like brace for this, like 80s synth rock and pop. And that's that's not what you're supposed to listen to when you're a metalhead.
No, yeah, like the new wave stuff, for sure. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of awesome new wave bands that are just awesome. So, yeah, I totally get what you mean by that, for sure.
So, I mean, that's a bit controversial in like metal circles, but like in my close friend group, a band like Dr. Living Dead would probably be like, I don't know anyone else. Like I think Niklas has heard of them because I ramble about them a lot because I love them so much.
Right.
But other than that, like no one in my friend group have heard them.
Okay. Niklas, did you ever
come up with one band? Yeah, Sister of Mercy is one of those bands that I don't think none of my friends. Maybe it's only my brother, but he's not a friend. He's a family, so it doesn't count.
Right.
But yeah. I guess it would be Sister of Mercy.
Okay.
The goth rock band.
Right on, right on. All right, so I got a couple more questions here. What album can you put on and listen front to back?
Judas Priest, Painkiller.
Absolutely.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking. I actually do have like a lot of them, but like either like the latest Exodus album or like what's the name of the album again? I have to check.
With Exodus.
No. But like that one as well. But the album "Crush the Sublime Gods" with Dr. Living Dead. I'm holding on to that. Like I wanna, that one I can listen from start to end, from all the time. I never get bored of it.
Awesome. So, again, as always, links will be listed below in the description. Guys, do you have any shout-outs you want to give to anybody before we go today?
All the up-and-coming, small bands, keep going strong.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so, pretty much.
all the underground up-and-comers, you heard these guys. Stick to what you're doing, because what you're doing is awesome, for sure.
Definitely.
Don't let the apocalypse stop you.
Yes. Yeah, if you're going to do that, write the soundtrack to it.
Exactly.
So, final question for you guys today is, what album changed your life?
Ride the Lightning. Yeah. Since I heard that one, I was a metalhead. Since I never looked back.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I wasn't young enough to know exactly which album it was, but say it like this: anything AC/DC.
Okay, yeah, for sure. So the first time you heard AC/DC, there it was. That was when you realized that you got the hard rock, heavy music bug.
Exactly. My dad has always been the biggest AC/DC fan, and he every opportunity that he had, he played it. And that got me totally into it, the riffs and the singing, all of it. It's so good.
Definitely. Guys, thank you so much for being on the show this week. It's been awesome. It's been super fun. I love talking with everybody outside of the United States and outside of North America just because of the cultural difference,
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's super cool.
So thank you so much for having us on the show. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Means a lot.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
It does.
You guys are absolutely very welcome. Hey, are y'all in a band? Do you need merch for shows? By now I'm sure you've seen all the Metal Forge patches that are available, along with many more. Well, the printer I use for those is UKR Patcher. Check them out on Facebook and Etsy. They do awesome custom work and for extremely affordable prices for any band budget. Check them out, UKR Patcher on Facebook and Etsy.